Okay, here we're going to show you how to put in a zip. So we haven't put it into a seamed piece of fabric, we've just got two separate pieces to start you off. So obviously we're going to be putting in the zip here. You'll need two pieces of fabric and you'll also need a zipper foot. So I'm just going to show you how to change the zipper foot, but when you come to do this we'll probably put all these feet on for you, but you will need to know how to change it because obviously we've got to think about which side we're going to be sewing, but that will become apparent once we start. So over at the machine here there's this little black button at the back here. You have to push that and that will drop the ordinary standard foot off. You pick up your zipper foot and you then just have to lower the presser foot so that should just engage and then it's picked it up. So if we have a look at this here, you can see that our zipper foot has got a gap this side and then a gap on the left hand side as well. So depending on where your zip is sitting will depend whether you want to have it on the right side or the left side, but that will make sense when we come back to the fabric. Okay, so if we now look at the fabric, what we're going to do is you're going to start with one piece. You're going to have your zip, and this is the right side up because we can see that you've got the zip pull there. So what you're going to do is just turn it over and you're going to have right sides facing. So the right side of the zip is going to face the right side of your fabric. You're going to line it up to the very top there and you're then going to just put a pin in. So this time you can pin horizontally. You could do it vertically if you wanted to, but you will want to take them out as you sew this time, so it doesn't really make that much difference. You're going to pin all the way down, making sure your zip is lined up with the raw edge of your fabric, so it should look something like that. Okay, so nice and flat. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to seam that, or stitch that on rather, not seam it. So I'm going to the machine now. You can see that my zip is on the right hand centre here, but I'm going to be sewing on the right hand side. So luckily I've put my zipper foot in the right position because I want to know I haven't. I've got to have it on the other side because if I sew this now and put this under, part of this foot is going to hit that zip there, so it's really important that you get this the right way around. So you're going to drop that off, we're going to move that over, I'm going to lower that presser foot and pick it up. So I've got it on the left hand side because I want to be able to get, and the advantage of the zipper foot is you can see that this gets right up. If I just drop the foot down, you can get really close to the zip here and you've got no foot here, whereas an ordinary foot can't do that because it would sit right over the top of the zip, so that wouldn't work. So that's why we have to decide which side of the zip we're going to go and which side of the zipper foot. So I've got it in the correct place. Now, the thing with the zip is you have got the zipper pull, so you're going to pin it in and you're just going to pull that down. So you're going to open your zip a little bit like that, still pinned in. You're going to now lower this down, make sure you are set to straight stitch, which I'm pretty sure we should be. I've got stitch length 3. I'm just going to start with it in the fabric. Okay, we're just going to do a few stitches. So you can see we can stitch really close to the zip, and I'm going to stop there. I need to turn the hand wheel so my needle is finishing down. I'm going to lift the foot up so that I can then re-zip that. It's a bit of a fiddle, so that we've got past the bump there. I'm going to lower the presser foot down and now it should just be easy sewing all the way down, taking the pins out as you go. So you can see the advantage of a zipper foot is that you can get really close up to the zip. I'm just going to run off the end. Okay, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to cut my threads. And then you should be able to see that we've now got our zip stitched in. So if I fold that back onto the right side, you can see that that's nicely stitched in. So now we have to do the other side. So I'm just going to get my second piece of fabric. Okay, we're going to do the same again, same principle. We're going to do right sides together. So this time we're going to just pull that down. You're then going to put your piece of fabric, so that's right side facing up, right side facing down. I'm going to line it up exactly the same way as we did the first one. And we're just going to pin that in. Now you may want to flip this over, so we're pinning this side now that I've got my first pin in. Just going to pin that in, making sure that I lift that up. So zips aren't tricky, but this is just a standard zip. You can do invisible zips, and they are another way where you can't see the actual zip teeth in it. And you normally have those in really nice sort of dresses down the back so you can't see them. So you pin it in, making sure, okay, that this bit is out of the way, so you can see that we've got that out of the way underneath there. And now we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to sew. So we're going to start at the bottom here. Now I'm going to have to move my, no, I'm not going to have to move my foot because I've just turned my piece of fabric round, so I'm okay. So I'm just lower my presser foot. I'm now going to sew, and we should be okay. So just make sure this piece is out of the way. You're going to sew all the way down. Now the reason we open the zip is because we can get nice and close doing it here, but once you get to the zip end, here at the zip end, you normally get a bump. So to avoid doing that, that's why we open up the zip. So you lower your presser foot, you lower your needle, sorry, you lift up your presser foot, and then you're just going to unzip to open that out. It's a bit tricky when you get to the foot bit, but just wiggle it through so it's all nice and open. Straighten that up, lower your presser foot, and you can finish off sewing. Just going to pick that up to take that zip pin out. And that avoids getting a funny little kink in your zip and makes it nice and even. And lift that up, pull that away. I'm going to cut it, and I'm just going to open this out, and you can see we've now, get rid of that because that'll get caught in the zip, put in a zip nice and even like that, and that's how you do a zip. So to give that a nice press, you could, if you wanted to, just iron that over and iron that to fix that down. If you wanted to hide the zip, you would just do that with ironing, just like that, to hide the zip. Otherwise you can iron it flat like that, just depends. And some people would put a decorative colour and have a coloured zip to be seen. Some people would just iron that over, make sure that's fixed, and iron that. You could, if you wanted to, then top stitch this down if you really want to. It's entirely up to you, but that's essentially how you do a zip, but you do need a zipper foot.